Hi and welcome! Today we are making rice crepes. It's Nicole's absolute favorite. She loves it. It's something that she can eat by the bucket load and then rolls home because it hits you really hard when you least expect it. So let's get started. First of all, I'm going to have 2 cups of rice flour. You can buy this at any health food store. You can pretty much buy it in supermarkets these days because it's so diversified. But here we go. 2 cups rice flour. And this is called Banh Xeo, which is just basically means sizzling cake. And it's named after the sound that it makes when it hits the pan, because it sizzles. Okay, this is the key ingredient. It's turmeric. You can buy this in health food stores. You can buy it just about anywhere, really. It's an Indian spice. It's from the ginger family, but it's used a lot in Asian cooking as well. It also helps with reducing scars and helps prevent Alzheimer's. Bet you didn't know that. Okay, so we've got 2 cups of rice flour, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, and 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm just going to whisk this up. Pretty kitchen. Okay, because I'm really lazy and I didn't want to sift it, so I'm just going to put it in the bowl and whisk it up. And now we are going to add 1 can, of coconut milk. Oh. And you can buy this in the Asian section of the grocery store as well, and then you beat it all up, and it gets a little bit gluggy, but we're going to add some water into it so it becomes nice and pretty and silky and battery. Oops, right now it's like thick cake batter. Okay, so 1 can of coconut milk, and we're going to add 2 cups of water. Here we go. 1 cup, and mix it in every time. A bit gluggy, but that's okay. And it doesn't matter if you have to mix it a whole lot because this is rice flour. It's not normal wheat flour, so it doesn't build any gluten. So you don't need to worry about your crepe ending up being really chewy. Okay. I'm going to add another cup of water. There we go. Okay, I'm going to add a bunch of green onions. You can do this to your liking. If you don't really like green onions and you don't need to put it in, you can put chives or shallots if you like. But I like green onions, and it's just very key to the way that we make this. Okay. And there you go. We have the batter. Now you need to let this sit for about 15 minutes so that the flour can hydrate and take in all of the yummy water and coconut milk. So we're just going to let this sit, and while we're doing that, or while that's doing that, we're going to start on the filling, which is the yummy part. Okay, so now we're going to work on the filling with the screaming child.
Yes.
So I'm just going to get the oil hot in my pan or in my wok. I always say pan when I have a wok. And then I'm going to add some onions. Oops, that's not hot. Oh, it's hot. That's hot enough. I'm going to move over here. So I can grab something out of my drawer.
Technical difficulties, that's
my
fine.
Little dough scraper thing is being held hostage. Yay!
Yeah!
Oh, here we go. Just wielding a knife with a child. Here we go.
You'll be able to get stuck on this, I think.
Yeah. So we're just going to let that cook so it can soften a little bit, and then we're going to add the beef. The onions are nice and caramelized, and it only takes a few minutes, and while that happens, I chopped up some water's chestnuts. Well, I did it, my lovely assistant did. And we're going to add a pound of beef. There we go. This was on sale, but it's okay because we used it straight away when we came home, so it's all good. And turn up the heat. I'm just going to use my spatula.
What is the temperature that you have it at?
I have it over on high heat.
Okay.
Well, I had it on high heat and then I turned it down because of the onions. And now we're getting it on high heat again. Yay! Yeah, okay. Now we're going to add the water chestnuts. This makes it nice and crunchy and I like to add it to a lot of stuff. And it's just loosely diced, or chopped, diced. And water chestnuts, if you can't find them, you can use jicama. Jicama and water chestnuts kind of have the same flavor, and they don't go mushy when they're cooked, so they still maintain their crunch. Isn't that right?
Cucumbers? Cucumbers?
Yes, jicama.
What's jicama?
Jicama is a root plant. It is also known as sugar beet, and sugar can be made out of it. It's very, very sweet. Kind of looks like a bulb, or it is a bulb, and then you peel it, and it's very sweet and juicy and crunchy. Okay. Now, after we have that, we're going to add about a teaspoon or two of fish sauce. That makes it nice and salty. If you don't have fish sauce, use soy sauce if you like. It has a different flavor, but it's still good. If you don't like that or you don't have it, use a little bit of salt because it will be inside the crepe, and we do have a dipping sauce to go with it anyway. Isn't that right? And Ella's going to show you how she likes to eat. Yeah. Okay. Now that's all done. Put that aside, and we're going to start making our crepes. We're going to pour our crepe. I've got a very, very hot pan here, and I've oiled it up. You know what, actually I'm going to put a little bit more insurance in there, because the first time that I made this, I didn't put enough oil in, and then I scraped clumps of it out. So here we go. Nice hot oil dancing in the pan, and we're just going to see that sizzling sound? That's Banh Xeo. And we're just going to keep swirling it around. And I've got it over high heat. And I'm going to let that crisp up on the bottom, and then we'll be able to fill it with the meat filling and some herbs, and flip it over, and we'll be able to eat it with a yummy salad. Yay! Okay, so that's been cooking for about, a minute, and I popped the lid on just to help cook the middle of the crepe as well, because you don't want it to be raw and clumpy on the inside, because then it just ruins your whole crepe experience. So, now we're going to add the lovely filling that we made before. I'm just going to add a little bit because, you know, it's actually a lot more about the batter than it is about the filling, if you ask me. So I'm adding the filling and a little bit of cilantro. Usually I add some bean sprouts to this, but today I don't have any, so we don't have any bean sprouts. And here's the fun part. Okay, I'm going to use my spatula and my egg flippy thing. And
Woo! Beautiful.
And we're just going to turn the heat down and let the inside just warm up, and then we're going to plate it. Okay, that's ready to plate, and it's so, so yummy. And you can hear that crispiness. It's going to be so good. Okay, I'm going to finish plating this, and I'll come back and show you.